Hello, welcome. It's Pilates with Nicole while I'm away. So thanks for coming. You did it. You got on the video. Today you'll need 2 cans or some light weights and either a yoga block if you have one, or if you don't have one, you could totally use like a pillow or a cushion or something. So we're going to start with a little bit of a twist stretch. Just going to try to get you moving. No fancy themes per se today. So when you lay down, if you bring your knees in to a little tabletop and you take one of your weights and you place it in your top hand, resting right on top of your bottom hand. I'm putting my head on the yoga block so that, because this is kind of uncomfortable, right? So take a moment, get settled. If you notice, kind of like me here, there's like a big hike in the hip. It might feel better as we do this if you send this hip towards that way, but no need to work really big, because the first thing you're going to do is lift your can or weight up and then send it all the way back to the floor behind you. Ooh, and then lift it up and over. Big twist stretch right off the back here. Keep breathing. Notice if you're holding your breath. Just a couple more. We're going to stay on one, on the last one to be precise. And up and over. If this ever feels like too much, you can, of course, lose the weight. It might be a little too much. Or if it's pulling kind of funny on your low back, you might pull your knees in a little closer to your chest. That'll take it out of your lower back. But just find your breath. I love this stretch as a way to start to increase the breath in your rib cage. Get your thoracic spine, that's the part of your spine that has ribs connected to it, get that part moving. And then you can bring your arm up and over. And you can just roll over. I'll flip over so you can continue to hear me. And take your hands out in front of you. One arm on top, get comfy. And then lift the arm and the chest as you twist. And then come on up and over. So it's more than just your arm, right? Your whole spine, the whole torso is rotating, twisting. Whew. And you can always stay longer in a twist if you like. I'm going to do just one more here and stay a little longer, pulling the knees in a little closer if you need to. Bring the arm up and forward, and then have a lie down on your back and take whatever pillow or yoga block you have and place it in between your thigh bones. So, especially if you've got a yoga block, you can really sort of see how wide it is, and then make sure that your feet are about the same width, not wider, right? If it's a pillow, it might be a little harder to tell. And then take a moment here to settle in again. Let the ribs be heavy, let your shoulders be heavy. On an exhale, gently squeeze your yoga block or pillow and scoop the abs so much your lower back tucks or flattens onto the floor, and then tilt your pelvis forward. Exhale, scoop the abs, hug the yoga block, and tilt the pelvis forward, gently arching the low back, tuck, and tilt. As you do this, can you keep your nose and your chin fairly still? Meaning it's not rocking with your pelvis. Keep hugging that block or pillow. Don't let go. You might start to feel those inner thighs pretty active. And then find your neutral pelvis, where you're neither flattening totally onto the mat, but you're not super arched. It's pubic bone, hip bones pretty kind of flat on the same plane, right? From here, take your hands behind your head and start to curl up and lower. Curl up and lower. Can you keep your pelvis neutral, meaning not jamming the lower back or not pushing the belly up, right? What does that take? How does that feel in the body? It's okay if it tucks a little bit, you know, we just want to notice if we're doing something a little extra. We're trying to curl here, engage these upper abs. Oof. Okay, curl up and hold. Can you hug your yoga block and float your legs up to tabletop? I don't know about you, but I'm feeling it in my inner thighs. Little pulses up with the heart, up, meaning you're deepening your curl, your Pilates upper ab curl. 3 more, 2, 1. Bring the knees and the prop, whatever you're using, into your chest. Lower the head down, relax. So now you're going to take your prop, whatever you were using, between your feet. If you've got a really heavy pillow or yoga block, this might be hard. You could probably like put it up between your calves, but it'll be more exciting with your feet. So from here, hands behind your head, then you're going to stretch your prop out to a high diagonal and pull it in. So you keep your upper back up. You keep your feet together, legs moving together. Woo. And reach. And reach. We got 2 more. Notice I'm trying not to lean back as I extend, right? Let's do 1 more for good luck. And lower it all down, knees are into your chest. Okay, so take your prop, get rid of it. Arms along by your side, it's time to do the 100. Remember, you can keep your legs at tabletop. You can stretch them all the way out. You can go quite low. You can also put your head down if you need to. Curl up, reach those fingers long, stretch your legs out, feel your belly scoop, start to pump. Inhale. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale for a 5 count. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. 4 more breaths. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Collarbone is wide. Upper back is wide. Waist is narrowing. And exhale. Final breath. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. Don't just flop down. You decide. Do you pull your knees in? Do you lower your legs straight down? Whichever one you choose, you do it. And you lower your head down. Reach the arms back. Take a stretch through the front of your body. So for roll-ups, let's start seated. So I want you to grab your weights. I'm going to also turn around because I'm used to doing them this way. And we'll start with half roll down today. So your feet are flat. Actually, if you've got something that's like pretty easy to throw between your thigh bones, you should do it here as well. So placing your yoga block or pillow between your thighs, feet kind of far away, not too close to your butt. Grab your weights. So first things first, you're going to reach those arms forward. You've got energy holding your weights out, but you also want to feel energy kind of drawing your arms down your back. That's that back arm connection we're always talking about. So I'm not holding my weights from the tops of my shoulders here. I'm trying to really reach from my upper back. From there, you might feel as you reach from your upper back, your belly kind of naturally like scoops in. From here, feet are flat, you tuck, you roll down, you squeeze your yoga block, you lower down, and again. If keeping your toes is really hard, like it is for me on the mat, you can flex them, but just do it kind of intentionally. Notice what's happening. Couple more, just like this. These half roll downs, you maybe are going a little further than me. That would be great. All right, so from here, we're gonna stay in the half roll down. So you're gonna roll back and stay. Flip your palms to face up, tap your cans or weights together on the pinky side, then draw a big old circle reaching out, up, and then tap the thumb sides. Come back down together. Reach up. Nothing else is changing. Your chin is not tucking, your toes aren't floating up in the air, hopefully. Whew. Your arms, your back, they're working, and your core. Whew. Let's do 2 more. And then take your arms, reach them forward, roll yourself up. So if this makes sense for you, it depends on what kind of prop you're using. You're going to take your prop and put it between your feet. If it doesn't make sense, lose it and just squeeze your legs together. Reach your cans forward, tuck, roll all the way down. And then reach the arms up and back and keep your ribs heavy in your body, meaning not up like this. And then reach your arms up, tuck your chin, peel, hug your prop if you're holding it between your feet. Squeeze your feet together if you don't have the prop. Keep the ribs in as you reach those arms up. You have 2 more of these. Nice and slow, if you can, that's preferable. And then on the last one, we'll stay down here. Okay, if you scooch like I always do, scooch yourself back into place. You can put your little foot prop aside, whatever it was, and then put your cans also off to the side. Hug your right knee in. Give it a nice stretch into your chest first, but then push the leg away from you so you have more of a 90-degree angle in your hip. Feel like your hips are even. You might need to check because you might not realize how much that hip is hiked up. Go ahead and straighten and bend your knee a few times. Oof, notice if it's feeling a little tight. And then hold it up there, circling your ankle around. Can you keep your knee straight and still? Can you keep your thigh bone straight while you circle your ankle? Can you even keep your shin still as you work that ankle joint? It doesn't need to all move around. Point the foot, turn the leg out. I like to help myself sometimes. I'm tight. Take your cans or weights, press them into the floor, and then draw your big old circles on the ceiling, maybe even on the walls around your room. 2. By the way, that left foot on the floor is flexed. And you know, if you did squeeze that prop, you might think that that left foot is still squeezing that prop. Reverse, that will help engage your inner thigh, which is helpful in hip stability also. One more probably. And then lower it down. We're going for 5 in each direction. Hug your left knee in, give it that stretch you want to pull it into your chest, and then send it away from you closer to that 90 degrees, bending and straightening. I've been really enjoying the point and flex as I bend and straighten also lately, so maybe that's something you want to do. And then let's check in on that ankle. Can you circle it without moving the knee, the thigh bone, and then reverse. Okay, turn it, grab your cans again, press them into the floor. Hopefully when you do that, you feel your back muscles and your triceps a little engaging. Abs pulling in. 2. And 1. Reverse it. That right leg is now hugging onto that prop if you were squeezing it. And bring both knees into your chest. Let's do a little bit more of this leg extension stuff. We had the prop earlier between your feet. Now we're gonna have these cans as props, and you're gonna curl up, reach the cans down the mat another inch, and gently press them into the mat, like you're gonna be pressing cookies into the mat there. Stretch your legs out and in, and stretch them out and in. Can you feel your upper back engaging, helping you curl up, or at least helping you stay up here? You might feel you need to reach your arms a little more forward to curl up higher. One more. Pull the knees in. Here's my challenge. Can you stay this curled up and bring your hands to your shins without leaning back at all? If you lean back, we'll try it again. And then from here, tuck and curl until you come up into your rolling like a ball position. And roll like a ball a few times. Let's take 4, 3, 2. Ooh, almost went too far there. Last one. And lower the feet down. Okay, so let's keep the cans with us actually. Roll yourself all the way down again. You can reach the cans up and back, taking a stretch through those back muscles you just worked. We're really talking about the lats that connect from your arm all the way down your back here. And then you can bring them back in. All right, time for the abs. So knees into your chest, reach your cans long. You can press them into the mat again if that was really helpful in your curl up, or you could do what I'm gonna do, which is reaching one arm up and back. So curling up, you would float the arms up unless you're doing your back connection. And as you extend the right leg out, you reach your right arm up and back. And then you switch your arms and your legs. 2. Can you keep that back connection? 3. So you're reaching your weight from your upper back instead of from your shoulder or your elbow or even your hand. Bring the knees in, lower the head down, rock your head left to right. So now put the weights down, grab your pillow or your yoga block, whatever you were using, and place it back between your feet. So this is actually more fun if you have like a heavier cushion or something. It'll be pretty easy if you have a light thing. So curl up, hug your knees, stretch your arms and legs away from each other, reaching from the back, right? And then circle the arms around, come in, grab your prop, bring your legs together, reach your prop up and back behind you. Put the prop back between your toes, feet, reach. This is the second combo. We're gonna do 5. This is 3. And 4. Look at your abs if you need to. Make sure they're not popping out. I think this is 5. Whew. And then bring it in, lower the head down, rock your head left to right. Okay, take this thing, whatever it is, a pillow, a yoga block. You'll have, a slightly different experience, whatever it is, but you're gonna place it under your hips. It's a hard yoga block, it might be uncomfortable a little. Press your arms into the floor, or if you have trouble connecting into your back, grab your cans and press your cans into the floor. Either way, your legs are coming up to about 90 degrees, and you're gonna do your scissors right here. Keep those legs straight and long, reaching away from your pelvis. Stretch them away, stretch. Feel your abdominals engaging in response to that reach of your legs. We're gonna do a few extra of these because hopefully if your legs are, or rather if your hips are up a little higher, you're gonna feel pretty good up here, even if you're tight. Last set, coming up. Hug your right knee in, stretch the left leg long. You have like a really thin pillow that might have been like extra hard. That's okay, it's normal. And then switch. Okay, so we're gonna go back to legs up. If you hate this thing under you, you can get rid of it and do lower lift the old fashioned way, when you curl up and you lower and lift your legs. But if you're cool here, if you're good to go, you can grab those cans again, pull those abs in, and lower both legs together. And maybe with your hips raised, you can get a little lower than usual. Just make sure that your belly stays flat. You're not falling over. 3. Trying to go nice and slow. 4. 5. 6. 7. One more. 8. Take another one of those hip stretches, hugging your right knee and stretching the left leg long, 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 and switch. And then feet flat on the floor. Lift your hips up, take the box or whatever you're using out. Okay, no props for crisscross. Take your hands behind your head, curl it on up. Bring your legs up, twist to the right, stretch the left leg out and switch. 2. Can you feel any like more connection to your back? Maybe a little more length in the front of your hip after working with the props. Okay, this last one you're gonna hold. The leg that is straight for me is my left leg. You're gonna lower it and lift it 4 times and try not to move much of anything else too. Woo. A little lower lift, snuck into the whatever this is called, crisscross. Switch. Lower lift, this hip is heavy, trying to be. The back is not arching when you lower the leg. Woo. 1 more. Come to center and rock yourself up to seated. So extending your legs out in front of you. You could do this with your cans, right? To practice that reach. You would reach your cans forward, sliding them across your imaginary dining room table here, and then stack it back up to tall. And then a reach. Can you feel your lats connecting up through your arm all the way into those cans or weights? And stack up and reach, 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 reach. One more. Reach, reach, stretch, more. And come on up. You can do this with your cans or without, but your saw. I rotate my back can down, like I do a little thumbs down situation. I think there's a package. It was a package. Pardon me. I'm probably not going to edit that out either. So we were going for saw, right? You're twisting and reaching. I rotate my palm down because this way sometimes feels funny, but it's up to you. 1 more. Reach. Whew. Seeing if you can still find that arm back connection. And then you can lower your cans, in fact, kind of like take them off to the back here. And we are going to do a little bit of tick-tock and corkscrew. So reaching your arms off to the sides for your cactus, or you can go down by your sides. I mean, if you've got the cans, you could also use the cans to connect to your back. If you're a person who's like wrists, can't see, but if your wrists tend to come up a lot when you're like pressing into the floor like this, you might try pulling your cans into the carpet. You might try a robot arm. I can show you that. So I guess robot arms would look like this. Squeezing, basically it's helping to open your shoulders. If your wrists are coming up, it's because your shoulders are probably rounding forward. Like it's hard to keep your wrists down when your shoulders are up. So see, play around with what you can do to keep your shoulders really wide on the mat. So you can do this. You can do your robot arms and tip. You can do your cans, pressing into the floor for those longer arms. Ooh, that's interesting too. And then of course you've got your cactus arms. All of these are basically ways for you to try to feel your back connecting into this twist. Okay, you can do any arms as well for your corkscrew, tipping to one side, going down, around, pause at the top, then go in the other direction. 2 more in each direction. One more. Oops, forgot to go in the opposite. And come to center. All right, feet flat on the floor. Reach for your cans once more. We're going to do a little bit of that back stretch after all that back work. In fact, you can grab if you're liking this prop, grab it, place it between your thighs. If your pillow's too like heavy or unwieldy, you don't need it. Curl yourself up into a bridge. And maybe let's go down and up 2 times in case you're a little tender after all those twists. Go ahead and roll all the way up. Reach your cans up and back. If your shoulders disagree with the cans, put them down. You can reach just your hands. Roll your spine down, reaching the cans away, away, away. And then lift the arms up and forward, tuck in, lift. You're gently hugging onto your prop with your inner thighs. Got just one more, tuck. And lift up. And roll it on down. Excellent. So cans will actually, they can stay back there. Get rid of your box or your pillow. And let's do some swan with the cans. So I love swan with cans. It's kind of like doing it on the reformer or the push through bar. So you're gonna, let me see, let's go. I'm gonna lay down like this with my cans off the front of the mat and start with the heels of my hands on the can. All right, so because they're gonna roll with me up into swan, I need a little bit of room in front. So long body, long legs, they can be quite close together, but they don't need to zip today. Just feel that arm back connection again. In fact, you can kind of just roll your shoulders up and down and feel the cans roll forward and back. That's the initial, like that's the moment that starts your swan. So abs in a bit, draw your shoulder blades down your back, and then begin to roll yourself up into your swan, and then lower down. Try to use the cans to find your back muscles to lift you. Right? It's not a push-up. You don't need to use your arms that much. You're using your back muscles. Ooh, there they are. I'm going to do 2 more after this. If you want to try a full swan without the cans, you might be able to really tap into those back muscles in a new way. So I'll try that along with you if you're going for it. But you bring your hands under your shoulders a little wider. You can walk those legs a little closer. And then as you reach your elbows back, as you press into the floor, you're going to find those same back muscles you just fired up with your cans. Ooh, feels a little smoother than usual after that first version. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling those back muscles really bending my spine into an extension or back bend. One more. Sit back onto your heels into a child's pose. You can walk your hands really far forward to stretch out those back muscles. Whew. And then come on up to your forearms. You've got your cans, we might as well use them. So get them onto the mat, elbows right under your shoulders, walk your legs in, literally zip the lower abs off of the floor. Try to lift your chest up, press your cans down, hello back muscles. Look to the right, look down to your right elbow, across your chest and mat to the left, elbow to the left wall, and center. And then to the left, we're alternating. This is called neck roll. It's a real Pilates exercise. And center to the right. It's a stretch. So you can really reach for it. Just keep your abs in, keep your chest and back working. And to the left, this will be the last one. And center from here, reconnect those abs if they got lazy. Mine did. Kick, kick, 1 foot in. Kick, 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 kick. Hamstring glute, squeezing the knee in or the heel in. One more set, kick, 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 kick. Whew, okay, 1 can away, 1 can behind your back. You're gonna grab on either side. Slide that can up as high as you can. Let your elbows droop down. Feel that stretch across maybe your back of your shoulders or in your rotators in there. Press your hip creases into the mat. Kick 3, 2, 1 times. Press your toes down. Lift that can up. There's those back muscles again. Lower down and again. 3, 2, 1. Reach the can up and back. And lower down. 3, 2, 1. Reach. And lower down. Last time. Reach. Okay, if you're with me, if you can hold on here, re-engage those abs. Take your can in your left hand, reach the arms out to a T, reach the can forward, pass it into your right arm, circle the can back, pass it to your left hand. We're gonna go in this direction 4 times. This is 2. Ooh, it's hard when you reach that can forward. Stay out of your lower back. One more full rotation here, and then before passing into your left hand, you circle it back around, pass it in the front. Oh boy. 4, 3, 2. Woo. Last one. And lower down. Oh, that was good. Sit back on the heels. Okay, so time for some thigh stretch. That means you're gonna come up. If you're loving that prop for your inner thighs, you're gonna grab it and place it between your thigh bones. You can also grab your cans actually for thigh stretch if you think it's gonna help you kind of counterweight or counterbalance your thigh stretch. So what's happening is you're hugging your yoga block, whatever it is, making sure like my pelvis tends to tilt forward, so I have to really work to make sure to keep it neutral. So find your positioning and try to find that kind of ideal position. Reach the arms up. If you've got your cans, give them a little squeeze with your hands. And then you're gonna hinge back at the knees as you lower your cans to about chest height and then come back up. And hinge back. You're trying to keep a long straight line. You've got 3 more here. Collarbone stays wide, upper back stays wide. 2. Last one. Ooh. And then lower it down. Okay, take your hands down to the sides. Move your pillow away. We are doing a little bit of rowing, kind of in like the halfway point here, I think. Yeah. So legs are out in front of you. If you've been on the reformer, you know what this is. We've also done it in this class before. So you take your cans and you hold them in front of your chest. Try to keep them the same distance as you scoop your abs and roll down. Halfway, sorry, I should say halfway. Take your cans to the sides, start to sweep them back. And as you reach your cans back, you're gonna send your nose forward. So your arms are parallel to each other. Cans are lifting. And then you're gonna lift them up even more. And can you, as you lift the arms up, scoop the abs more? Circle the arms around, reach them forward, and come back up. And again, scoop. I know it's a lot of like choreography. Reach the arms. Dive your nose forward. The arms are gonna go back and up, scooping the abs. Circle around. Come on up. One more, and then we'll do a few of these. Reach, reach, reach back. Lift, circle around. And now you're gonna come up to a really tall spine and have your 90-degree elbows, bent elbows, right at shoulder height. Again, you're not holding the weights from the tops of your shoulders or the front of your body. You're holding them from the back body. Try to connect to that. Hinge back. Now your spine is staying straight. Squeeze your legs. Push the cans up and forward. Pull them back. Lift them back up. This is the same position as before. Lift them up. Scoop the abs. Circle around. Come on up. Hinge back. Push from your center, from your core. Stretch the arms and pull them back. Lift them. Circle around. Whoops. Come on up. One more, hinge back, abs, legs squeezing as you lift, 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 lift. Pull them back, lift them up, circle around, and come back up. All right, we have one more thing to do. Flex your feet. Well, two more things. Elbows are bent kind of behind you. Your hands are right at chest height. It's called from the chest. So you're gonna push those arms up to a high diagonal. Remember that reach from the back. Tap your cans down and up 3 times. 1, 2, getting taller, 3, lift them all the way up, circle the arms around, and come down, and then you bend the elbows. I'm just gonna scooch so I don't ruin the furniture. Push up. Feel that back ab connection. Tap down 3 times. 2 times from the back. The last one up all the way and open to the side. Last time, push up. Tap down 3 times. From the back, lift 2, 1, and open all the way around. So now from the hip, you have your cans at the hip. And then you slide them forward. Stack your spine up to tall and circle around. So yes, abs as you stack for sure, but arms and back connect also, arms and back. Let's do 2 more. These usually feel really good. Last one. Can you reach the cans further? Can you get them closer to the ceiling? And circle around. So now, crisscross applesauce. I'm going to turn to, actually no, I'll stay sideways. If you're a person where this position is just tough to sit up straight and not feel like you're falling down, grab your prop that you were using between your thighs and sit on it. Getting your hips a little higher than your feet is going to help for that tightness. Okay, so when you're ready, however you'd like to sit, you're going to hug that tree. So you start with your open arms. Again, not holding from up here, holding my arms from, well, from my arms and from down here, my back and core. So hug your tree. Expand the rib cage, narrow the waist. Notice your wrists. If you were here for like the wrists week, just notice, are they doing something funky? Can you make them a little more close to neutral or feel like they're aligned with the rest of your arm? One more. Hold the arms out. Can you switch the cross of your legs without using your hands? And then you're going to take your hands to either in front of your forehead. I should pop off this thing. In front of your forehead or behind your head. But if your hands are behind your head, you're going to lean a little forward. Make sure your chin isn't tucking down. Try to keep your ears and your neck and your shoulders and your back in a straight line. Press the arms up and come back down. If that's too much, if you can't, on your shoulders or your neck, you're pressing from in front of your forehead. 3, 4, from your back. 5, 6, 7, 8, let's do 10 of these, 9, and 10. Whew. Lower the arms down, take a little shoulder roll, and prepare for some side legs. So don't need the cans. Make sure you're not going to bump your feet into them. And then lay yourself down on your side. You will need this thing. So just have it nearby. You don't need it just yet. But you are going to lay down, elbow, shoulders, hips in a line, feet long in front of you, slightly in front of you on the mat. Although remember, if you want to challenge, you start to bring those legs closer. Get yourself closer to a straight line. It'll be harder to balance. So that's how you keep challenging yourself. Also, hand can be here to keep challenging, right? Lift your waist, get really long in the waist, flex your top leg, and then you're just going to kick it forward and point to send it back. Kick it forward, right? Your hand can be here as well. 3. I've been really trying to activate my bottom leg more. It's kind of a basic part of the side legs, to be honest, that I've sort of willfully ignored. But it is really helpful to keep that connection And to stabilize the hips. I'm shooting for 8 here, by the way. I think this is going to be 8. Bring your leg to right, hovering over your bottom leg. This is the bottom center of your circle. You're going to lift your leg up and around, try to make as big a circle as you can without rocking and rolling your hips too much, too. And that's going to be different for everybody's mobility, what your hip is shaped like, what the thigh bone is shaped like. All right, one more. Hopefully you're feeling this in the side and kind of back and bottom of your tush on the top end here. And your abs. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, so this is where your prop comes in. You're going to bring it in front of you and rest your top knee on top of it. So you want it, depending on where your knee goes, it's here basically because if you just moved your leg out of the way, your hip would collapse, right? So here, you can make it higher if you've got the yoga block. If what you have doesn't work, you could also do this. It's a little hard if you're tight in your hip. This is kind of a little more like you can get a little more squared. So now this leg is not doing anything. Send that bottom leg back in line with the rest of your body. Pull your abs in. Still try to stay stacked in your hips. You're going to lift your bottom leg up and down. To think about your inner thigh on that bottom leg. If you don't, you might start using some weird muscle or like pushing your hip into the ground. Think of lifting, that inner thigh is lifting the leg up. Your adductors, that's what they're called because they bring your leg in towards your midline or even past it. Hold it up. Now, you're going to internally rotate the leg. That's when your knee and toe go a little bit towards the ceiling, and then you pulse it up, 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 up. 2 more. Then turn it out. So now you're going to pulse it up again. Different adductors, right? A little closer to the hamstring, a little bit on the back of the leg. Woo. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Holy smokes. Okay, let's do the other side. Lay yourself out. Of course, you can always just roll over. So you know what's happening. You don't necessarily need to see. Zip your abs up, check where you want your hands and your feet to be. Are you already a little connected in there? Lift your top leg up and start to kick forward. Point to go back. Point to go back. Kick. Kick. Oof, this is my wobbly side today. Trying to stay pretty still here, pretty connected into the ground with this leg and that hip. Boy, I need to just do this arm here to stay connected. Last one. And then you hover it over your bottom leg. And I didn't mention this before, but you can rotate the leg or turn it out as needed. So that means I'm starting parallel, and then as I go into this upper part, my leg is totally turning out. 3, and coming back to parallel. So it's rotating in the socket as it draws the circle. Trying to keep the waist up. 6, 7, and 8. Then you reverse it back and up. Ooh. 2, 3. Try to keep this hip from moving too much, right? Especially if you're flexible, which I am not. This might feel really easy, like you're just kind of kicking your leg around and you're not feeling connected to your muscles. Try to keep the hips more still. Maybe limit the range of motion. Go a little bit smaller, and you might be able to find a little more activation. One more. totally lost count, as usual. And lower down. Okay, find your prop. You can bring your bottom leg back to start. And here we go. I feel like I'm forgetting a side leg as I usually do. Stretch your leg long, that bottom one that's about to get working. Think about your inner thigh and lift and lower. Lift, can you keep the waist a little bit? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And hold it up, turn it in, and pulse it up, 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 and 2, and 1, and then turn it out and pulse it up, 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 and 2, and 1, and lower down. Excellent. Get rid of all the prop situation. Lay down on your back. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. Pull it in towards you. Give yourself that stretch and then switch over to the other side. Whew. All right, so grab your cans. For some teasers today, I am not going to go into a full teaser. If you know me, you know my tailbone is just not shaped for teasers. So I'm going to do a single leg, which is a great modification for a lot of things, right? If you don't want to have your both legs up, reach your arms up, and we'll do one all together where you lift up just one leg, and then we'll start to do the double-legged, or you'll start to do the double-legged ones with some arm choreography and stuff. But first, you'll reach your arms up. We're going to do the left leg first, okay? It's my right leg, excuse me, right leg. Curl up to the tips of your shoulder blades and then start to roll up and float just your right leg up. Find basically your arms and your leg are in a parallel position. You're reaching from your back, just like in that half roll down we did, and then roll all the way down. Arms come up, maybe they go back like we did in the roll-ups in the top of class. Start to curl up. Float your left leg up. Ooh. Can you actually actively press this other leg down into the floor? Oh yeah, roll down. All right, so I'm gonna continue on single leg teasers. You are probably gonna lift both legs up unless your tailbone sticks out or you have other stuff going on. So you're up in a teaser with 2 legs, hopefully. And now you're gonna take your circle, you're gonna take your cans and draw circles like MasterCard logos. 2, 3, 4, reach your arms up as you roll down. Remember what direction you went in, because you are going to do the opposite direction on the next one. Roll up. Whew. So you're probably going to go down, out, and up if you're with me. 3 more. Draw them with your back. 2, and 1, and roll it all the way down. So now we're going to, when we roll up into a teaser, we'll just lower and lift the arms, and then instead of rolling down, you're going to tip your feet forward and fold over, okay? I just wanted to warn you before we got up there. So hands are up, you start to curl up, you lift both legs up, unless you're just doing a single leg. You're going to lower and lift the arms. 3, and 2, and 1. Reach the cans up, lower both legs down with control. Pull your cans back, reach them up and back behind you. Take a little stretch, circle the arms around. You can put your cans down and catch your feet or your ankles, whatever part of you like, and stretch forward. From here, you're going to sit up nice and tall, open the arms out to the side. If you're like me and don't have enough room, you can put your fingers on your shoulders, but you're going to twist to the right and then pulse 3 times, twisting a little deeper with each pulse, and then to the left. Twist, 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 and then to the right. Twist, 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 and then to the left. Twist, twist, twist. So you're using your abs, your obliques for sure, but you're also using your back. And your feet are staying next to each other, right? They're not slipping and sliding with your twists. Last time to the left. Twist, twist, and twist. Whew, that was good. Okay, hands and knees right here for your neck pull. I mean, not your neck pull, your front pull. Option to put your prop between your thighs. The prop will make it more noticeable if your hips shift, okay? So first, especially if you got your prop in between your thighs, you're gonna tuck your toes in a little tabletop position here, lift the knees up, and then kind of waddle your toes out into your full plank. When you squeeze your prop, you should be able to feel an easier connection to your lower abs. So find your lower abs. From here, without bending your knee, just lift one leg up, point the foot. Send your standing heel back and forth 3 times, 2 times, 1 time. On the front side, put that foot down, lift the other leg up, send the heel back, and forth, front pull. Reach forward to the crown of your head. Last one, lower it down. This time we go back and forth just twice. Lift your first leg up, go back and forth 2 times, lower it down, lift the other, back and forth 3. Keep squeezing your prop. It's not just hanging out there, you're using it back and forth the 1 time, back and forth the 1 time, lower the toe, and then lower the knees with control. Sit back, take your child's pose, do your wrists if you need to. And then come on up. That was awesome. So no prop for the next one. We are doing side bend. So that means you are seated like this and your feet are in line with your hands. So make sure that one isn't like really far in front of the other. Feet, hand in the same line. And you have options. Your front foot is in front. That's not an option. But your knee can be down like this or it can be up. Okay? Either way, you are using this foot to come into your big side bend, or also known as side plank. So however you want, you can try it once and then the other way. Other arm is reaching this one, okay? You're gonna lift from your feet and your waist and take a big side stretch. It's a stretch. And then sit, stand again into your feet. So you're not working your shoulder too much. Here we go. 3 more, reach up, look for the stretch, and come down. 2 more. And last one, hold it here for a moment. Check in on your hips. Are you like this? Can you get yourself really side bendy, facing the screen, and come down. Come to the other side. So feet and hands are in a line of sorts. Same plane. Other arm is long. This shoulder out of your ears, right? You're standing into this front foot. So up you go. Sometimes the first one you have to go, oh, I should adjust. Let me go a little further. Let me go a little closer. 2 of last one coming up. Ooh. Oh yeah. Okay, now it's time for my lately favorite, mermaid. So you're sitting like a mermaid and your hips are not going to be even, like that's fine, but just make sure that this isn't, try to release this hip a little bit down. Try to get it a little out of your armpit basically, and then reach this arm up. I'm holding on here, right? I'm lifting out of my pants. Side bend up and over. So I'm reaching now for like mid window over there. I'm going to get a little lower on the next one. And reach, I'm gonna get all the way down past the windowsill. Oh man, getting deeper, hopefully feeling that stretch here. Arm glued to face for the best stretch. Now I'm gonna reach all the way down for like the floorboards, for the baseboard at least. Reach, reach, reach. And come on up. You can do a little fancy teaser transition and then switch over to the other side. Check how this side feels. Can you drop this hip a bit without crunching yourself? Lift out of your waist, reach your arm up, glue it to your face. Reach up and over. And you're gonna go a little further on that next one, right? Go up and over. This side is still long. The longer you keep this side, right, the less you scrunch, your waist, the more delicious stretch you will get, all the way down to those tight hips that we get from everything, but usually from sitting too much. Okay, awesome. Last thing on your back. You're gonna lay down, take your feet close to you, no props this time. Your arms are long by your side. It is a bridge, so tuck in, lift up into your bridge. And just hold for a moment. Feel your triceps, the back of your upper arms, your palms, your upper back wide on the mat. And just right from here, can you squeeze your hips open a little more by squeezing your hamstrings? And you don't have your prop between your thighs, but can you feel it? Can you remember what it felt like to keep those inner thighs coming towards you? Or towards each other, I should say. Right, that is gonna help also open up the sides of your hips and help you walk straight. So let's try to keep the hips as still as possible. I'm gonna inch my feet closer together and lift one leg up. Lower it and lift it 5 times, keep it straight. Try to keep everything straight, keep those inner thighs towards each other. 3, 2, 1. Lower that foot, stand right into it. We're not taking a break, you're lifting the other leg right on up. Lower and lift 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And lower it down and roll right down. Pull those knees into your chest, rock yourself up to seated. So we're gonna do seal, and you will try to stand up with no hands afterwards, excuse me. So for seal, you dive your hands through your ankles and catch your feet on the outsides, lift your feet up, right? Your feet are the seal, clap, clap. And then you're gonna rock back, clap, clap, when you're standing on your shoulders and rock right back up. And keep clapping, clap, clap. You rock back, stand, clap, clap. You rock up, stand, clap, clap. The claps are flares. Basically, look at me. I can stand on my shoulders and clap my feet. Try 2 more and stand up on the last one. That means you're gonna cross your ankles, let go of your feet, and stand on up. Swivel yourself around, take a roll down. You don't need to see me for this. You're just gonna lower yourself down. As far as you want. Your knees can totally be bent. It should probably be bent. Shake your head no, nod it yes. And then scoop the abdominals and roll yourself up. Check in with yourself. Feel your spine long, your feet in the ground, all 4 corners. Take a look to the right and to the left. And you are all done. Thank you for joining me on this video. I hope you have a great rest of your day.